All right, before we get this video started, I need to give a shout out to B Sharp. She's got those beautiful markers, the beautiful bright colors, always in her notebook doodling, drawing something beautiful for the world to see. We love to see it. Uh, she's out there working hard on her math. This is such a goofy thing. She asked me to give her a shout out, and so I said I would. So there you go. There's your shout out. I can't really keep up the hype thing going on too much longer. So there you have it. All right, let's get started. Hey guys, Mr. Lloyd here, going to work with you on Monday's problems. Today we're going to be working on dividing fractions once again. So we've practiced this for the past few days now. I'm going to show you some example problems here, and then we'll do a couple word problems and kind of walk you through how we make sense of those word problems. But let's just start with a quick review here. I'm going to show you two different methods, our butterfly method and our multiplying by the reciprocal method. And if that name is a little confusing to you, it was just introduced last week. The name that you might be more familiar with is keep, flip, change. So KFC is the same thing as multiplying by the reciprocal. So let's look at each of these problems here. We're going to do A, B, and C. They're the same problems, showing you two different methods. All right, let's get into it. A, butterfly method. Remember, the butterfly method means I'm multiplying diagonally. This is 1 times 3, so that's my numerator. And 1 times 12, so that's my denominator. That's always the order. And then here we have 3/12, which simplifies to, well, they're both divisible by 3. So if we divide each of these by 3, we're going to get 1/4. And that is our answer. Okay? Let's take a look at the same idea, same exact problem, showing you multiplying it by the reciprocal. So I'm going to rewrite it just down below. Times 3/1. So the reciprocal of 1/3 is 3. And now I'm ready to multiply. 1 times 3 over 12 times 1. And remembering I just simplified that to 1/4. So again, pretty straightforward here. We're going to do the same thing on problem B. Problem B, we're given a whole number as our divisor. Remember, of course, we turn that into a fraction by putting a 1 underneath. Now we're ready to do our butterfly method. We're going to get 4 on top over 7 times 4 is 28 for my denominator. And once again, 4/28, once again we can simplify here. Both of these numbers are divisible by 4. So I'll just write that in here. 4 divided by 4 would give me 1 for my numerator, and 28 divided by 4 would give me 7 for my denominator. And that's my answer. So 4/7, when I divide 4/7 into 4 parts, each part is 1/7. That's what that means there for the division. Let's take a look at this same idea here. Multiplying by the reciprocal, so this number does not change. But now 4/1 becomes 1/4. Now I'm ready to multiply. 4 times 1 is 4. 7 times 4 is 28. And I'll simplify that to 1/7. Pretty straightforward stuff here, just kind of some review, going through this pretty quickly because we've had quite a bit of exposure and practice with this. So last problem here, we've got 5 divided by 1/4. I need to put a 1 underneath my 5, and now I'm going to do my butterfly method. And I get 5 times 4, well, I know that's going to be 20. 1 times 1 is just going to be 1, and of course 20/1 simplifies to 20. Pretty straightforward there. Whoops, I forgot my butterfly wing there. Okay, pretty straightforward. And let's see, we're going to rewrite this. Now I'm going to multiply this by the reciprocal. So 5/1 remains the same. But now 1/4 turns into 4/1. And now I'm ready to multiply top times top. So 5 times 4 is 20. Denominator times denominator, 1. And so I get 20. So you can use whatever method makes the most sense to your brain, whatever method you think is faster or easier to use. But go ahead, and on today's work, you're going to be doing one of these methods for all of the problems. All right, so a couple word problems here. First problem we created here is going to be this problem. I'll read it out loud for you. Sarah is 5 feet tall. Her cat is 2 feet long, including its tail. How many times longer or taller is Sarah compared to her cat? And here I made a very not particularly skilled sketch here of Sarah and her cat. And those sketches, even though this might look kind of silly, these can help us understand, this is really for a real purpose. This can help me visualize how much the distance is going to be. So I'm doing Sarah as 5 and this cat is 2. So how would we solve this? Well, pretty simple. We're trying to figure out how many times longer is Sarah compared to her cat. So in other words, in my brain, what I'm kind of visualizing is 2 times blank equals 5. So in other words, how many times longer? Well, the 2 times whatever I find, that's going to give me the answer to my question. But how do I actually answer this? Well, the blank equals 5. Whoops. I'm going to have to rewrite this. The blank equals 5 divided by 2. And 5 divided by 2 is a pretty simple problem to solve because I'm in 6th grade. I know how to do this. So 5 divided by 2 can also be written as 5 halves. And 5 halves can be simplified to 2 and 1/2. And that is my answer. Sarah is 2.5 times taller than her cat. But we've been working on fractions, so that was just a problem with some whole numbers where our answer happened to be a mixed number with a fraction in it. But here, let's take a look at the question B below, and let's see what we get here now that we've got measurements given in with some fractions. So the area of a rectangular tile is 2 3/5 yards squared. One side measures 2 yards. How long is the other side? So again, a quick little sketch here. Just sketching this rectangular tile. Inside the tile, I'm going to write the area. We've done this a whole bunch in class. This, I'm going to call this side length from left to right my measurement of 2, and this is my unknown. And to solve it, recall it's going to be the same method as I did above, where I'm going to divide my total by one of my measurements. So I'm going to set this up like this, 2 3/5 divided by 2. All right, now let's see, I have to have a mixed number divided by a whole number, so I need to turn both of these into fractions. So to turn a mixed number into an improper fraction, we multiply whole number times denominator, 2 times 5, which is 10, plus 3, 13. So this now becomes 13/5. And of course, to turn this whole number 2 into a fraction, I've just got it set up. Just put my 1 underneath. Now I'm ready to rock and roll. Now I can do my butterfly method or my multiplying by the reciprocal. I'm going to go with this method. So I'm going to get a fraction of 13 on top. 5 times 2 is 10. And here I need to simplify it. 1 3/10 is what I'm left with. And that's my answer. That's my unknown. 1 3/10. And I suppose these would be yards. Don't forget your units. Okay, so today's work is going to give you 4 of these types of problems. Remember to be careful when you're setting it up. This step right here, like turning this English sentence, these words, into a math equation, that's probably going to be the most difficult step. So really take your time and think about what the problem's asking you. Okay, that'll be the biggest opportunity for mistakes. Let me come going to do for today's work. Thank you for watching this video. Keep working hard out there. Remember to bring your questions to me through email, through phone calls, through our Zoom meetings, many different ways to get in touch. So just let me know if you're having any struggles. We'll get them sorted out. Keep working hard out there, guys, and I'll see you later.